Remember, this is an advanced project. If you don't feel comfortable making difficult cuts on the jigsaw, do not do this project. And remember, always wear safety goggles.
Once you've gotten a piece of plywood from Mr. Gilly, you have to sand it down. So you need to make the edges square. You take a steel square and draw a line that's perfectly flat, and then you sand down to that line. There, the edges are nice and good. And then we're just gonna do that for each side, just make it nice.
Alright, so after you power sanded it, you'll notice that you still have rough, corners. You just want to take some 60 grit sandpaper and just sand it a little bit and get rid of them. Okay, after you've sanded your wood, you need to draw the lines for your puzzle pieces. The pieces need to be 1 inch by 1 inch squares. So you take your steel square and draw lines all the way across the board. You repeat this until the whole board is covered with 1 inch lines. The steel square is 1 inch thick, so it's pretty easy to do 1 inch lines. Repeat until after you've drawn your grid, you have to make the actual pieces. So you take your pencil and you draw little nubbins all over the place. You just continue doing this until you have all the pieces done. Alright, after you've drawn your lines, you'll notice that you still have some that aren't 1 by 1. Before you paint, you want to cut them off on the bandsaw. You just want to follow these lines. And there you have it. All your lines are 1 inch by 1 inch.
Once you're done sanding, you're ready to paint. First, you want to make your background color. And I've chosen red and yellow, which is going to be orange. Okay, once you've selected your paint color, you need to get a tub to put the paint in. You want to choose one that's dry and has similar colors. This one has some red in it, so that's why we chose this one. After you've chosen your tub, you also want to choose 2 paintbrushes. This one's for mixing the colors, if you are going to mix one, and this one is for painting it on the board.
Alright, so after you've picked your colors, if you have a color that needs to be mixed, you just put a little bit of your color. So we're making orange, so we put a little yellow, and we're going to put a little bit of red in, and then we mix them up to make orange. You just keep mixing, and it's really a one-person job. You don't really need help, but just mix. Okay, so after you've made your background color, you want to pick a design. We're doing a butterfly. So you probably will have to do multiple layers if you have multiple colors. So we're going to start with the background, and that's the wings. And you want to draw this in pencil so you can get it right. design, now we paint it. So we're gonna paint this section first, all of this blue. So that's gonna be our wings. And then later we'll paint the body and antennas and polka dots on the wings.
Be sure
Alright,
to paint on the painting table that has paper on it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go get the blue color. I'll be right back. For the blue color, I picked a nice dry tray with blue that already had it in it. Alright, so I poured the color. Now I'm going to carefully paint inside the lines. I'm going to do this section. Alright, remember, after you're done painting the background and the whatever you're painting, you have to go clean off your brushes and tray. So, come on. Alright, so you come to the sink, you have to make sure to put this back and straighten things out if they're all messy too. Like, put these up, you know, just be a good person. Clean off your tray, clean off your brush more importantly.
Mr. Gilly will get really mad at you if you don't clean out your stuff.
Yeah, like...
Or the paint police will get you.
Like this year, we got banned from painting for the rest of the year. It's just special paintingness. Alright, so put your tray back once it's dry. It'll dry out pretty well by itself. Throw away your paper towels too after you're done. Stop moving around. Clean off your brush. This is very important. If you don't clean off your brush, then you won't be able to use the brush in the future. Alright, there we go. Now you just put your brush away, and you're good. You just wait for it to dry, and then you can finish painting later. So now you have to cut your pieces. So what you want to do is you want to get this pretty close to the with the board. So you just screw this and lower this down to about right there, and then tighten it. Alright, now you want to check to make sure it's working. To do that, you need to twist this knob to see if the saw is working properly. If the saw bumps into anything or anything, you need to readjust and make it work. And alright, now it's cut. So, we power it up.
Sanded all your puzzle pieces, you need to sand them down. So you take a piece of 150 grit sandpaper
or 120
and sand all the edges. Make sure just to make them smooth. Don't make any of the edges smaller or else they won't fit. Do this for every single puzzle piece.